Okay, so what I thought I would do right now is quickly show you a little bit of information about how you can name things like functions. And to do that, I could actually build a circuit. In fact, I will here shortly anyway. But I wanted to also take an opportunity to show you Autodesk Tinkercad. It's a great little app. You can create an account, and it will allow you to do a number of little projects, at least, and test your code without actually having to bring your board home. So it's you just search Tinkercad and it'll get you to a site. You do have to create an account. I'm a teacher, so I have a teacher's account. Yours will look a little bit different. And I'm just going to go now and create a circuit. Okay? And it's actually really pretty neat. There's lots of different tools. We will get into this at another time. But I'm going to drag over here on my board an Arduino Uno. Okay? The boards we use in class are Arduino compatible. And so everything we do with code on this is going to be pretty much exportable. We're not going to have a problem. You should look briefly, though. You can see there's breadboards and all kinds of circuits and various other things you can build with here. But again, we'll get that to another time. So I'm going to now just start coding because I want to talk about functions and function names. So I'm going to click on code. I am not going to use this silly block structure. I want to actually do it like we do it in class, which is all text-based. Okay, and immediately it does pretty much what it does on your home system or your school system. It generates a piece of code and it generates a setup and a loop. Now, mind you, this does actually flash a light. In fact, let's just load it right now. You can see it. It's simulating it right now, and if you look carefully, you'll see the onboard LED is flashing right here. And in fact, I can do the same things we did in class, and I can go ahead and do that, start the simulation, and you can see now it's flashing 10 times faster, although the frame rate is really bad, so you can't really see it. But we don't want to do that. We want to talk about function names and naming conventions. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, rather than get rid of this, I think I will actually start right off by creating a little function. I think I'll just call this function, I'll call this the demo LED. Alright, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this out of my way. Alright, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it. And then if I want to run this, I think you guys already know this from the little demonstrations that we've done, then I can just simply call that, and let me see if I can, I don't think tidy works. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Hold on a second. Tidy doesn't work on this. Okay? And I can now run it, and you can see it's back again running just the way it was before. Okay? So, the first thing I'm going to do is clean up my code a little bit. You guys know that I like to have some sort of separator, some nice little system that organizes my code. And this is loop. Make it easy to follow. And I'll just copy this. And I'll paste it right here. And I'll paste it right here, and I'll be sure to change the names appropriately. Okay, cool. So let's create a function, a simple function. I'm going to do a classic. It's a great introduction. I'm going to do hello world. Okay? And as you know, the first thing I have to do in setup is I have to establish communication. All right. So I'm opening up a serial port. And I'm going to actually do this. I think I'm going to copy this and paste it right there. And I think I'm going to call my very first function, let's just call it my demo. Okay. And ultimately, I'm going to call my demo from my loop. Like so. And I think I'll keep this again really simple. I think I'm just going to do serial.println hello world. Okay. Oops. Okay. And I think I'll also still throw a delay right there. And I'll make it 1 second. Okay, so now it's going to go ahead and print hello world. There we go, that's how it goes. Hello world once a second. So if I load this, if I run this, and I open my serial monitor, oops, what did I do wrong? Oh, look at me. I accidentally left a spare brace. Sorry about that. Let's try that again. And there you go. You can see that it's printing hello world once a second. Okay? Awesome. We're doing great so far. So what I want to talk about is names. Okay? So I called this my demo. Let's make it my demo. Let's say it was the first one. Okay? I'm going to do a bunch of them. You might think to yourself, oh, why don't I just put a 1 in front of this so I can designate it as, oh, I have to stop the simulation. I want to put a 1 in front of there and a 1 in front of there. Okay? So I'm going to start off and name it so it's my first one. Well, you can see what's going to happen here. It gives me an error. Okay? It doesn't like that. It will not work. All right, let's get rid of that. And to confirm it, we're going to bring it back. All right. So it works great if I don't put a 1 in there. So I cannot start a function by with a number. I just can't do it. It doesn't matter what the number is. It's going to error. How about something like, let's put some sort of a symbol in here. Okay. Let's say hashtag. I'm going to call it my hashtag demo. Okay. How about that? No, that doesn't work either. Okay. Well, all right, let's try a different one. Let's go with an and sign. Does that work? All right. No, that doesn't work either. Okay. Fine. Let me just put a space in there so it's easy to read. Does that work? You can probably guess what's going to happen. No, it doesn't work either. Okay. You pretty much have to stick with names that do not, you can use an underscore, by the way. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, that seems to work. Okay. So if you really want to, and you want to have a separation, you can use an underscore, but you cannot use a space. You pretty much have to stick to just typical characters, minimizing spaces, and if you have to do something, use an underscore to separate your words. The next thing I want to mention, though, is just overall, why did I do what I did? I started off with a lowercase letter, and then I started my next word with an uppercase, okay? That's called camelback. And this is pretty typical. It is not required. You can see that I can make this a lowercase d. In fact, maybe I'll make this like this, and this like with a capital. Okay. All right. This should work. In fact, it does. It's printing it out. But that's not normal convention. Okay. So if you want to make your code respectable within the community, you should start off with a lowercase letter and then preferably accent it, any separations of theme or words, with a capital, which is called camelback. Okay? The next thing that you should really think about is your name should be pretty descriptive. Nothing is more annoying to everybody than when you give something like this. Okay? It's going to work, sure, right? It does fine, but it makes no logical sense. It's very difficult when you have hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands, or potentially even millions of lines of code if you don't use logical names in the description of your functions. Okay, so do not use small things like this. Give it a name. Give it a logical name. It's not really a good idea to put out something crazy like, this function will print out hello world. Okay? Well, that's amazingly descriptive, but it's really not a very good name. It becomes tedious, cumbersome, whatnot, to be able to actually, utilize or read this particular one. I think it might even exceed a limit. Let me take a quick look here. Oh, no, that actually does work. Okay, I forget what the number is, but you don't want to make things especially long, and you certainly don't want to make things especially short. Try to keep it clear, concise, articulate, and well organized. Okay, that's all you have to do. No special characters, no starting off with a number, no unnecessary gaps or spaces, and then you'll have no problem at all. So that is all I wanted to say with this particular video, and I will see you again soon.